Hello, my friends, my brothers and sisters. Bonjour et bonsoir. C'est frère nous, l'évangéliste Sadraxius. Moi content d'être que nous avons chance pour nous causer après-midi sur ce qui a passé en Haïti et c'est un grand privilège pour moi. Après-midi, ça qui passe dans la tête, moi songer les petits moun en Haïti. Dans la radio, même dans Rara, ou attendez un chant qui t'a dit marché prend yo du valier, marché prend yo. Chant dit kou ouais du valier, kou peuple là ouais du valier, que peuple a sauté. Marché prend yo du valier, marché prend yo, marché prend yo du valier, marché prend yo. Ah, par contre, où sont les chansons? C'était une époque où le gouvernement décidait du destin du peuple. C'est Duvalier qui t'a décidé propre destin nous. C'est pas nous-mêmes non, qui était capable de décider avenir nous, c'est Duvalier qui t'a fait ça pour nous. Je dis, avec ça qui a passé aux États-Unis, un pile migrant haïtien commencé à ressentir, semblait, il y a pas même bagaille ça, il qu'on a vécu en Haïti, semblait, c'est ça après, toujours aux États-Unis. Parce que, grande décision, la Cour suprême fait prendre là, il bail tout haïtien mal tête, tout haïtien a courir à droite, à gauche, pas connaît qui ça doit faire avec futur aux États-Unis, surtout après la décision de la Cour suprême. Mais ce soir, quelque chose de différent se passe. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Moi, j'ai un ami là, moi invité qui va parler avec nous. Nous parlons avec un homme qui autrefois se trouvait de l'autre côté. C'est un ancien officier de l'immigration. Lui-même, nom ça, il était qu'on a déporté immigrants voyez retourner dans le pays. Mais je dis, il décidé pour lui aider immigrants pour rester aux États-Unis et il décidé pour aider eux aide légalement. Dire comment il est capable de faire face avec problème ça toute confusion que nous gagnons dans décision qui fait passer là par la Cour suprême. Et mais son une interview me faire avec lui qui va un peu longue, mais m'a demandé pour rester avec nous parce que quand peu question me va poser là, question ça yo, il est important pour ou doué tendre pour capable comprendre bien. Est-ce que nous là avec moi? He is someone who detained, processed, and even deported immigrants. Now he uses his time, he uses that same knowledge to protect immigrants, to guide them and help them to stay legally in this country. So, in a moment filled with confusions, in a time where there is no certainty, his voice brings clarity. So much of this. His voice brings wisdom. His voice brings compassion. He knows the system from the inside and out. He knows how decisions are made. He knows what migrants should do and what they must avoid. And tonight, he's not here to judge. He is not here to intimidate anyone. He is here to educate, to reassure, and empower every Haitian migrant and every TPS holder. En d'autres termes, n'importe monde qui a un problème avec l'immigration ou un problème TPS, là pour capable nous quelques exemples comment il est capable d'aider nous faire face avec situation ça. C'est comme ça, in a few minutes, I will be asking him several questions And I want you to pay close attention to the answers. That being said, good evening, Monsieur Rodriguez. How are you doing? Are you there, Monsieur?
I'm doing good, sir.
Wonderful. So, uh, you are now speaking to me, and while you are speaking to me, there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of Haitian migrants who are listening to you. They're anxious to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to go straight to it. I have the very first question for you. What are the first practical steps Haitians, migrants, and other TPS holders should take right now after the Supreme Court decisions? In other words, qui sont pensés que après une telle décision, la Cour suprême fait prendre là, qui sont pensés immigrants ta dû faire tout d'abord pour capable préparer pour faire face avec difficulté et situation qui nous est là. Go ahead, Mr. Rodriguez. What do you think those migrants should do?
Well, that's a very good question. What they need to do is they need to start trying to make a list of things that are good for them so they can look and try to apply for a change of status. To a status that allows them to get their legal permanent residency. A lot of people that are on TPS may have been victimized in one way or another, either at their jobs or in some other kind of crime, which might give them an opportunity for a U visa. The U visa gives you an opportunity for residency. Or they could be professionals, people that have gone to school and became doctors and dentists and lawyers and judges. If they're still on the TPS, then they need to apply for a professional visa in order to be able to stay here. If they own a business and the business is worth or has a value of more than $1 million, that too might be a way that they can go ahead and get some kind of benefit, because a lot of people with TPS own their own businesses, and again, this could be another way to help them.
Thank you for saying that, because a lot of Haitians right now are confused, and knowing that they're listening to what social media are saying, and many people in social media, they don't know what they are talking about, and as a result of that, those migrants are even more confused. And I'm glad you are saying that there is hope for those migrants. Il y a espoir pour moun sa ou qui gen TPS, même si que notre débat bri a fait, mais nous toujours une chance pour nous même pour capable toujours gagner même résidence ou et green card tout d'après ça. Monsieur Rodriguez fait dire là, porter un peu l'attention à ça là dit non. Deuxième question, the second question that I have for you, Mr. Rodriguez, is this: even though TPS is ending, by the way, right? What other legal pathway might still be available for migrants? In other words, you've just talked about it briefly. Malgré TPS, si on moun TPS nan moun kouni ya, TPS la fini, ou nou met li bral fini. Est-ce que moun sa toujou gen yon opportunité pour capable chercher une façon pour arranger papier pour venir gen yon papier de résidence nan men? Can that person still have a way to become a resident of this country?
Yes. And the reason is because many of the TPS people are also either married to a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident, or they have children here who were born here since they had gotten their TPS, and those children are now old enough, 21 years of age or older, to go ahead and sponsor them and file a petition to get their residency. So there are ways for people to do that, and there are many more of those, but those are the very basic.
So, you just, ou dim la gen plusieurs façons on moun kapab gen résidence ou, même les TPS ou fini. Ça veut dire que la vie a pas fini. Toujours gen façon pour capable gen résidence ou, mais c'est qu'on pour qu'on ait, et n'a demandé nous, capteur de là, pour nous porter en pile attention, et pour nous capables suivre son abdio, et si vous avez une question, ou capable écrire pour nous, envoyer au banon, pour nous capables faire, ça nous capable faire pour nous aider. So I just told them, Mr. Rodriguez, that they need to pay close attention and send us their questions so that we could help them to secure their residency, their green card, even though their TPS is ended or in the process of being over. The next question that I have is that there is a lot of fear dans people qui peur. And what are some common misunderstanding about the ruling that you can help clear up for them? In other words, gan pil nan desisyon sa la Cour suprême fait pan la, gan pil malentendu. So n'a demandé qui jan de qui so wè nan qui yon capable clarifier quelques nan malentendu que peuple haïtien attendait. What are some of the common misunderstanding about the ruling that you can help center or help clear up for Haitians?
Well, I think the easiest thing there is to say that there are other ways, and there will, of course, be other things that can be done. The thing that's most important is that there is always hope. Right now, especially with Haiti, even if, let's say, that by ending TPS, they start to send people to court, immigration court, and get immigration orders, how do we send them back? There isn't an official government that we are aware of or that we can work with in the Haitian government. There's too many people claiming that they are the ones in charge. That's one thing. The second thing is Haiti cannot take them back. They don't have enough funding to have all these people come back. They don't have the social programs in place. It's not safe enough. We still have many gangs and leaders running around of the criminal side. So, but that doesn't mean that you still can't get something. And remember that just because the Supreme Court said that they're getting rid of the TPS, it doesn't mean that the president can't issue a new one or can't give you something different. He still has the right to file and give out a humanitarian deal. Will he? I don't know. But I do know this. There is still hope. There will always be hope because the Haitians are a very special community.
Okay. So in other words, when we ask what right do migrants still have if they are approached by ICE or immigration officers, qui genre de droit yon immigrant genyen si toutefois yon officier ICE ta kenbe yo, qui genre de droit, ça comment capable défendre yo? How can they defend themselves as far as right is concerned if they are stopped by ICE?
Okay. The only thing I can tell you with that is when and if you are approached by ICE across the country, you still have a right to talk to an official from your government, the consul general. But because, like I said, right now there isn't any official government that we are dealing with. There is no official missions or embassy or anything like that. It's very hard to do that, but it is a right. At the same time, because they can't find somebody to talk to you, then they should not be able to remove you because they have to get permission. Now, we know that the government has and is trying to send people to other countries. That is true. But at the same time, the people still have a right to say, no, I don't want to go. So there's still some things that are eligible there. And don't forget, we still have the civil and criminal cases that may come up that nobody's even talked about yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, there are also families in the United States with U.S. born children. Uh, so, what should family with U.S. born children be doing right now to prepare and protect the household? En d'autres termes, moun ki gen fami yo, ki gen ti moun yo ki te fet aux États-Unis, ki sa ou panse ou ta dwe fè ap fè pou kapab prepare yo ou mwen pou proteger fami yo? What should they do right now, those with US born children, to prepare themselves and protect the household?
Okay. The first thing you have to do is understand, do not change or take your name off of houses, cars, businesses, or bank accounts. You can add people to it, but do not take yourself off. Number one. Number two, make sure that your children understand that in the event you have to leave, that they, as American citizens, do not have to leave. That's important because even though the children may want to go with the parent and can go with the parent, because they're U.S. citizens, we want to make sure that if they do decide to go with the parent, either to Haiti or Mexico or wherever they decide to go to, that they are able to go ahead and come back in under the U.S. citizenship. Number three, if I had to be in their shoes at the moment, I would be looking for a country that I could go to immediately that is looking for people like me. Number one in particular, Canada. Why Canada? Because Canada has areas where they speak not only English, but other languages as well, French being one of them. And they are looking for people. They need people, albeit it is cold, but these are options you can start looking for, and there are many more things that we can look into.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. One of the last questions that we have a few more minutes left here. What message of reassurance would you give to Haitian migrants who feel afraid or uncertain right now? I think you already answered it by talking about the choice of going to other countries. But from your experience inside the immigration system, because you were a former immigration officer, from your experience, sir, inside the immigration system, how do you interpret the Supreme Court's decision? Qui ont interprété décision ça Supreme Court fait là comme un monde qui était à travail dans immigration. D'après votre expérience dans le système d'immigration, comment interprétez-vous la décision de la Cour système? How do you interpret this decision?
Okay, that's a very good point. The decision itself is only based on the TPS. It only has to deal with the two countries, Syria and Haiti. It does not deal with anybody else or any other country or any other condition that you may be eligible for, like asylum or like refugee status or like maybe applying for, like we talked about, either through a U.S. citizen son or daughter, a spouse, legal permanent resident spouse, or maybe going through the academic side, getting a professional degree, maybe having enough a business that is worth enough to where you can put that up for collateral to get your residency. This administration has an order right now that if you have $500,000, you can go ahead and buy the residency, basically. So there's a lot of options out there. What I want people to understand is this. If you have, and I would say probably 80% of the Haitians do, some kind of tie to the United States, there is a very good chance that you can come back. What we need to make sure is that if you have to leave or if you have to do something, we need to make sure that it does not be held against you in a negative way, so that you are able to put in for something in the future. That's important. And remember also, if you do have citizens or a legal permanent resident spouse or citizen kids, they themselves have rights, and they have a right to have their parents here. Even though a child is under 21, would he still have the ability to keep me here? Yes, believe it or not. But he's going to have to file a special deal with the courts, because as a child, as a United States citizen, he has the right to have his parents here. He may not be able to ask for an immigration benefit, but constitutionally, he still has the right to have his family here. So it's an argument. Has anybody won that? Nobody's even brought it to the courts yet, but I think we're going to see that.
Okay. Okay. Well done, Mr. Rodriguez. I want to say a few words of encouragement. To those who are paying attention to us, thank you so much, and I pray that the Lord will guide each and every one of us. In fact, let me pray for everyone right now. Seigneur, nous remettons entre tes mains, oui, entre tes mains, chaque personne qui traverse la peur, tout le monde qui n'a incertitude, tout le monde qui n'a pérez, moi remettre mon ça au nom. Que ta paix remplisse leur cœur, que ta lumière éclaire leur chemin, parce que chemin yo, dit noir, qu'on y a, yon ténèbres, pas capable de, mais nous connaissons ou capable de force, que ta force les soutienne dans chaque pas. Et Seigneur, rappelez-vous que vous toujours avec eux, yo pas pour compte yo. Que ta présence marche devant eux-mêmes, gens où tu as marché avec le peuple Israël là. Bay au courage, bay au espérance, bay au espoir, protégez-vous. Mais mando ça, c'est dans le nom de Jésus-Christ qui vit et qui règne au siècle des siècles. Que bon Dieu bénisse chaque monde. Si nous aimons ça, nous de là, partagez-la avec mon frère et mon soeur. Monsieur Rodriguez, he will come back again to answer questions for each and every one of you. If you have those questions, share them, and when we see them, we'll try to respond and answer them for you. May God bless each and every one of you. This is your friend, Evangelist Sadraxius. May God bless you. Brother Rodriguez, you want to say goodbye? We have 30 seconds left.
Well, thank you very much, and I do appreciate always being included in your instructions to the people and talking to the community, and I agree with you. I bless everybody. I hope God blesses everybody, gives them a good heart, and please understand that there is always hope.
Amen. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. God bless everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.